Well, it's about damn time that Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is going to win the season MVP this year. After what had happened last year, a lot of people across the league, or just fans in general, really thought that Shai Gilgeous-Alexander was the MVP. Even Shaq had to say something about it during his interview with Nikola Jokic, and this was legitimately the same day that Nikola Jokic had won the MVP last year. Do you guys think that Shai Gilgeous-Alexander deserves both MVP last year and this year? If you think so, give this video a thumbs up. If not, let me know in the comment section on why not, and let's make this a conversation. But today, let's talk about why SGA is the season MVP of the 2024-2025 season. And at the end of this video, we will talk about that one thing that SGA do better than anybody in the world. Forget about the NBA, but in the basketball world in general. So stick around at the end of this video to find out. If you haven't done so, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel and turn on the notification button, as I will be making videos for you guys every week. And now, let's get to it. Let's start with scoring. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is currently leading the league in scoring, averaging basically 33 points per game, where last year he averaged 30 points per game. Which is crazy, because to be able to come back and average more from the year where you were supposed to win your very first MVP award, you were basically robbed. This says a lot about his character and how resilient he is. SGA really means business in this league, and he wants to be one of the best, if not the best basketball player in the NBA. SGA showing consistency, especially at this level, speaks volume. There's only a few great players that shows this type of consistency, that the same thing that Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is showing. You see a lot of players that shows consistency on the court in terms of the way how they score, the way how they defend, or just being there for the team in general. But the way how SGA's consistency is, you can see it on the court and off the court. It's a lifestyle for him. Great young players like Luka Doncic or Zion Williamson, these players are great on the court, but the consistency that they show isn't really at the same level as SGA, and you can just see it in the shape that they are in physically. We haven't really seen SGA suffered any crazy injuries like Luka Doncic and Zion Williamson. Both of those players have missed tremendous amount of games throughout their young career, and they're only in their mid-20s. As underrated as this statement is, when it comes to being in shape, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander has to be on top in the category of players that are in their mid-20s. If you agree with that statement, give this video a like. If not, let me know in the comment section if there's another player that's in a better shape in their mid-20s compared to SGA. Even though Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is only 26 years old, his leadership in OKC isn't being talked enough. In order to be considered as an MVP in the NBA, you gotta show some type of leadership within your team. In the NBA, or just in your basketball team in general, there's different ways to show your leadership, whether that's through actions, showing up every day, and through just your work ethic overall. You can also show it verbally, talking to your teammates before the game individually, or just talking to your whole team as a whole. And by the looks of it, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander does both with this young Oklahoma City Thunders. I'll even stretch it a little bit further. A lot of people even think that because of Shai Gilgeous-Alexander himself and his leadership overall, Oklahoma City Thunders has a chance on going all the way up to the NBA Finals, and some people even think that they have a chance of winning. As great as of an NBA player Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is, we might have to pump the brakes for that one, because Oklahoma City Thunders are relatively very young. They haven't gone through any hardships in the NBA. For example, the Boston Celtics had to go through 5 Eastern Conference championships to get to their first NBA championship. And the last time that Oklahoma City Thunders has made it to the conference finals was back in 2016 when Kevin Durant was still with them. But anyways, that's a whole different topic right there. I can make another video for that one. But do you guys think that the Oklahoma City Thunders has the right talent already to make it to the NBA Finals this year? Let me know in the comment section. And one of the biggest factors that a lot of these MVP voters look for is your overall media presence. Like, how do you look on TV and how do you carry yourself? Or are you just, do you have the face for TV in general? And Shai Gilgeous-Alexander definitely has that aura when it comes to TV time, which is also a big testimony on how great Nikola Jokic is. Like, this dude doesn't really like being on TV or being on the social media. Like, Nikola Jokic doesn't even have an Instagram or any type of social media. All this dude cares about is his horses, going back to Serbia, and maybe sometimes playing basketball. Even when he plays basketball, he's like, man, forget this, bro. I'm trying to go back to Serbia. But in Shai Gilgeous-Alexander's situation, it's the total opposite when it comes to the media presence. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander has many endorsement deals like Converse, Panini, Canada Goose, and he was even in the front page of GQ. So his media presence, endorsements, or just his overall demeanor definitely checks the box of him being an MVP. As I mentioned earlier in this video, we were going to discuss that one thing that SGA does better in the world. Nobody else can do it better than him right now. Not just in the NBA. But before we get to that part, if you had made it this far in my video, don't forget to like this video. And if you have any future recommendation on what type of videos I should make, comment that down below and I'll keep that in mind and I'll give you a shout out when I do make that video. And let's go back to that one thing that SGA do the best in the world. I'm not just talking about scoring here. It's way deeper than that. But the way how SGA scores in the league or even in these international tournaments, nobody does it better than how he does it. I'm mainly talking about how SGA can score in 3 different levels. There are very few players in the world who can score in 3 different levels. And there's even fewer players in the world who can score in 3 different levels consistently. Now let me break down what scoring in 3 different levels is. It contains making your threes consistently, having a consistent mid-range jump shot, and finishing around the rim consistently, whether that's a layup package or dunking on cats. Let me put it in this perspective on how hard it is to be able to score in 3 different levels consistently, because LeBron James, Stephen Curry, and Michael Jordan, these people are great players and one of the best players that has ever been on the NBA court or just in the basketball court in general. But these 3 players does not score the basketball in 3 different levels consistently. LeBron James was never labeled as a great 3-point shooter. Same thing goes with Michael Jordan, although both of these players are amazingly gifted when it comes to finishing at the rim. And with Stephen Curry's situation, he is a great 3-point shooter. As a matter of fact, he is the best 3-point shooter of all time. But Curry has never been labeled as a great finisher at the rim. There is one player that I can think of right now who can score in 3 levels consistently, and that's Stephen Curry's former teammate, Kevin Durant. If there's another player that you can think of that can score in 3 different levels consistently, let me know in the comments. But in Kevin Durant's situation, he is a great 3-point shooter, he has a great mid-range game, and he can beat you off the dribble and finish on the rim. But the big difference between Kevin Durant and Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is their size. Kevin Durant is pushing damn near 7 feet. Some people even say he's 7 foot, but Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, he's only 6'6", which makes this comparison even better, makes the argument even better, because Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is much smaller compared to Kevin Durant himself. Kevin Durant can finish at the rim easier compared to Shai Gilgeous-Alexander being 7 foot. Kevin Durant be dunking on people, but also Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, if he catch you slipping, boy, he dunking on you too at 6'6". So there you have it. My argument on why Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is going to be the MVP this season in 2024-2025. And if you haven't done so, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel. And we will see you on the next video.